Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keshawn Sandy, and I will be your host for this tutorial on information technology in education. Now, we all know about information technology being software and hardware and how it applies to modern society. But let's take a look at how it is actually affecting us in the areas of education. We'll answer questions like how is it being used around the world? How is it being used in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean? We'll discuss some advantages and disadvantages of IT, and we'll also propose two novel ideas. Yes, this is going to be we thought about some ideas, my colleagues and I, and we came up with some solutions. So now let's head straight into this presentation. Now, as you'll see on the screen right now, we are currently working on a presentation entitled IT in Education. Here you will see a PowerPoint being created and multiple aspects. So let's jump into this presentation. First of all, you can see IT in education globally. Even though this is currently in the process of being making, I can show you a demonstration of how it is being used. It is currently being used for instant access to education information technology speeds the transfer and distribution of information. Students can easily access academic data using computers and new technology like mobile phone applications. IT experts have coded educational applications which can be used by students to access information very fast. So, now let's take a look at exactly how it's being used. First, I'd like to take a look specifically at how it's being used in the Caribbean and the Trinidad and Tobago. So let's take a look at a very interesting site, and I'll direct you towards myue.edu. And I will just sign in and log in, and what I'm going to show you is a very prominent university, a very well-known university in the Caribbean known as University of the West Indies. Yes, our own UE campus, St. Augustine. This is their My e-learning site, or my campus, UE campus site, where they store large amounts of information on each student, and where students can actually access those information respectively, of course. So let's talk about databases and other applications that can currently being used. When I see the site, first thing that comes to my mind actually, will be databases. How did I know that my name is Keshawn Sandy and I've logged in with not my name but my UE ID? So UE, the University of the West Indies, has a database on their students and other information like classes they are enrolled in, campus information, their timetable, etc. And it's all accessible per student on this site. Now let's take a quick browse through the UE My e-learning site. In fact, let's take a quick browse through. So here we can see a Launchpad, an application designed by programmers for this purpose of making my UE life easier. I can see that I have a personal email provided by the UE campus, my learning site, where I can also access, and we take a look at that in a little bit. But let's look at the other aspects of this. Here we have advertising based on UE's multiple events that are happening, Mind Yourself and other events. Here we can see brief updates, student news, campus events, and even a timetable. Yes, my timetable is kind of blank, but let's move on. Here we have my documents, feedbacks, and other utilities, and even tests are available on the site. Campus links includes links to the principal of the campus, office, and deputy principal, timetables, and these timetables also include class timetables and exam timetables. And this is just locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the Caribbean. So I've moved on to my e-learning site, where you would see some courses already being outlined. These courses are available to me, and you can see that 5 of them are actually on the screen and no more. The This is because UWE has my information about the classes I attend and the courses I attend, my lecturers for each course, and several of these information and the data structures are on their databases. Now, let's take a look at exactly how in depth does technology and information get. So first, we like to take a look at information, my course Information Technology. For this course, I would like to point out that yes, this video is actually for this course, and here we can see several available links to attendance, forums, quizzes, and resources, even participants in this course. This is all made available to me since I'm currently enrolled in this course. I can also view my attendance and other resources. Here we can see topic outline, where each week it is updated. Week 1, week 2 videos are posted to make my learning experience even better in UWE St. Augustine. Here we can see test notice, lecture updates, and other information being posted by teachers to students. What a way to communicate. Yeah, I think so too. So now, you're probably wondering, we just use technology in the Caribbean, but how is it actually being used around the world? Well, I have a site for you, and it's called Khan Academy. Today we'll be discussing Khan Academy and how Khan Academy uses technology in education to outreach and to grab the attention of its students. Khan Academy is a free online learning site. You can access it via Gmail, via Facebook, or you can set up your own private account with this website. Now, let's consider the database. Here we have subjects available. The subject areas includes maths, sciences, and when they say sciences, they mean all sciences. There are economics and finance, arts and humanities, and even a large number of subtopics per. How does Khan Academy reach out? Well, Khan Academy has a very large database and recording data centers. But how does this relate to information technology, and how does this make learning and education system even better? Well, here you can see on screen multiple courses that I am currently enrolled in on this site. If you would look around each course emblem, you would see an arc that indicates the amount of progress I have made, and little information small in the corner here, but it indicates how much of the courses I have finished. This is a tracking system used by Khan Academy that records my data as I use this site and relays it back to the data centers for processing. Now let's take a look at how their videos are actually used. Here I have a video by a lecturer in Khan Academy that uses physics and other forms of hardware to record videos displaying diagrams and other helpful educational tools. Here we can see the lecturer properly teaching and giving a detailed course on electronics, and this is just one of the ways in which technology is affecting education system. Their old technology replaces new technology replaces old technology. Now let's take a look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of the education system or information technology in the education system. The advantages include it promotes independent learning. It promotes independent learning for students. It's easier and a wider access to information, promotes exciting ways to educate through audio and visual. The socialization and social learning structures are enormous and have enormous potential. Let's move on to some disadvantages. Well, there's an economic barrier. There are many students to this day that are at disadvantage since they are unable to afford technology that would exist that would assist greatly to their education. Other disadvantages may include forgetting the basic way of studying. Yes, currently information technology, IT, however you want to call it, is providing disruption in the field of education. New and upcoming advances in technology have rippled throughout education system, changing traditional methods and evolving the way we process. So, in the end, we like to take a look at and propose two novel ideas of the use of IT in a specific domain. When we look at IT in education, we would like to propose the idea of unifying the learning system. This unifying of the learning system can be used by incorporating and the meshing together of large amounts of networks and databases to provide equal education through all, geographically, nationally, or even uni- on a united scale. For our second idea, we decided to aim a little closer to home and using information technology to better improve the way and the timetables in which classes are assigned and what time classes can be assigned to. For this idea, each and every aspect of information technology will be needed to take into account to make IT a better place.